The middleweight naked class is getting better and better by the year, and to stand for these words I have the Triumph Street Triple RS with me over here today. RS stands for all the goodies that you can wish for on a naked bike. You have an up and down quick shifter, TFT dash, Brembo brakes, all-in rear suspension and a very good riding position. So it blends in a sports bike attitude with a naked riding position. That's a huge change if you think that this one is the first Street Triple and this one over here, the gray one, is the latest model, the 2020. It's surprising how Triumph approached this bike because you have this mirrors positioned outside the handlebar. Also, the build quality seems very well made. For this year, BMW came out with a middleweight naked that's supposed to conquer the city, the F900R. Fitted with a twin-cylinder engine that produces 105 horsepower, the Street Fighter look and the Street Fighter riding position. You have a keyless ride, dynamic ESA on the rear, so everything should be as BMW produces, top spec. You also get that dash over there, TFT, a large one that offers a lot of information. You can plug it with your phone, you can do a lot of stuff, but overall the most important part is how do you ride it on twisties in the city, and this is what we're going to find out in this test. One of the most iconic names in the motorcycle world, the Z family from Kawasaki, got a new member in 2017, the Kawasaki Z900. For 2020 it got updated, and right now it has riding modes, traction control, a dash that can be paired with a phone, and also full LED lights. One of the most important details of this bike is the Z-line, is the aggressive headlight, the aggressive tank that goes towards the front wheel, and also the 125 horsepower inline 4 engine. The BMW, it's a bit more street fighter. You get a bit more forward to the front wheel, so when you're riding it in the city, it's like magic because you can squeeze very easy in between cars. While running on the open roads, things are a bit different because fortunately the BMW has a windshield and it offers a good protection while riding at speeds of around 130 kilometers an hour. Overall, it's comfortable. The saddle, it's pretty plush for 2 or 3 hours of riding, and I'm pretty pleased by the riding position on the BMW. The Kawasaki Z900 feels just like a naked. It's different because it keeps the old school riding position upright with the handlebar close to you, so everything comes in close reach and feels quite comfortable. Foot pegs are positioned very nice. You have a lot of room. I'm a tall rider, 6-footer, so I can fit very well on this bike. Also, I like that the gas tank it's going up, and I have a lot of area to push with my knees while riding on twisties. So this should be the comfortable and easy to ride bike for overall use. Now on the Triumph, the riding position feels just like a sports bike. And I can imagine that I have clip-ons over here and I'm sitting like this because the saddle goes up, the tank is just here close to my belly, and this is quite natural for the Triumph. But now it's a naked, you have this handlebar. It combines the two worlds of a street fighter and a comfortable tourer or a comfortable naked, but I don't understand it from the first time because it's different. Why is different? Because everything it's in between, and the gas tank it's pretty low, the saddle feels pretty hard just like on a sports bike, the knee area it's a lot more tuck in, and this makes me want to put my chest down and ride it like a sports bike. Riding the Kawasaki Z900, this bike is so different from the previous model. It's a pleasure to flick it from a leg to another, and right now I'm very happy that the throttle response has improved like insane. It's a whole different bike. Combine this with the riding mode and everything, you have a proper machine for twisties. I wish I would have a quick shifter on this bike because it will enhance the riding experience a lot. It will be like, whoa, a huge improvement. But from what I know, Kawasaki it's not offering this option, so you can fit aftermarket option. I'm on a Triumph right now, riding on twisties. This is so much fun. The first thing I've spotted is that the suspension is stick to the asphalt. You have premium over here, all-ins on the rear, fully adjustable on the front, but not all-ins. Okay, right-hander. Another thing that kind of upsets me is that the mid-range is not that present, so in mid-corner I would have wished for a bit more grunt from this engine. I have to rev it up a lot in order to get a juice out, especially on this fast twisties. The run with the BMW F900R. This is a very nice to ride roadster. It feels very plush, comfortable riding position, comfortable suspensions, but unluckily for BMW This bike comes with a twin-cylinder engine compared to the other two that have different architectures like inline 3 or inline 4. So this engine pushes a lot in the mid-range. So that's the different thing. You have a lots and lots of mid-range, but it tops up really quick and you have to gear up. So while exiting the corner, it feels fast, but not as fast as the other two bikes in our test. Although it's pretty fun to ride, and it flicks from a leg to another very fast. So this is the end of the trip. I had a lot of fun with all three bikes, on twisties, on highways, in the city, night ride, everything that you can do with a naked bike. I'm amazed by the performance of these three naked superstars over here. But before everything, I have to tell you some details about each one. The eye-catching Triumph performed very well. I'm pretty pleased with the suspensions on this bike, and also the engine. It sounds very good, it produces a lot of power, but when I went on twisties, something changed over there because I was expecting some more mid-range, and this kind of disappointed me. Overall, when I changed direction, the suspension worked like magic. The electronics package on this bike, it's so impressive. I also have a track mode that I've used today, and I have to say that the traction control was blipping from time to time, but I didn't felt like the bike was sliding. So overall, this bike feels just like a sports 600. It has powerful brakes, very good suspension. The riding position is close to that, and overall, you will feel like a racer riding on track when you are on twisties like me today. So this is pretty important as a feedback from the bike. You will get the feeling that you can ride it very fast. It's a bit annoying that for a tall rider like me, I don't have enough legroom. So think about it. I have to squeeze my knees very hard, and that's becoming pretty painful when switching direction very fast on twisties. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with what I've did today on the Triumph. I think it's a very fast bike, but I would change some bits. I would put some new rear sets so I can adjust my leg position, and also I would remove the mirrors because they were pretty annoying while steering the bike inside the corner. My hand wanted to come off the handlebar just at the top, but the mirror kept me over there. So another thing that I would remove. The braking power comes from the M50 calipers on the Triumph, also a braking system provided fully by Brembo that gives you a lot of feel and gives you a lot of consistency while braking. It will gain some heat, and afterwards it will become better and better. So it's pretty nice as a feeling because it's just like a track machine. Also, what I've noticed, I'm talking about this Triumph because it was one of my favorites for this test, and I spotted some things that I need to tell you guys about the quick shifter, about the auto blipper, because this lever over here should be easy to press, but you'll have to kind of do a huge effort to change the gears up, and this is pretty annoying because while you're riding on twisties, your legs are hanging off, and it's pretty hard to give some push over there. You have to concentrate, you have to stay focused on the shifting pattern, and this is not my kind of thing that I want to do while riding. I would have loved to be a bit easier to switch the gears. The thing that got me the most, it's the set of tires that I got with this Triumph. It's a Pirelli Supercorsa. It's the the thing that I also use on track. So I'm used to riding on Pirellis just like this ones, and they stick to the asphalt like magic. While riding in the city, you might encounter some problems with the heat generated by the engine in the leg area. So you will feel some heat after riding a half an hour. When the temperatures are over 30 degrees, it will become almost unbearable. The BMW F900R comes with a set of qualities that will amaze you, like this suspension, because it's an adaptive suspension on the rear and it's a simple one on the front. You cannot adjust it, but it reacts very good on twisties, highways, and even on bumpy roads or city. So this is a thing that you have to love. Also, the engine, it's a bit more mellow, comes with more mid-range, but it's pretty far behind the other two in our test. If you squeeze the power out, the bike will scream and will somehow try to keep up the pace, but you don't feel very good while riding it because it's like hurting it. So I don't want to do that, but I am having a lot of fun while riding on twisties with this bike at slower speeds because it reacts a bit faster. I think it's a bit narrower, a bit shorter, and it feels better on tight twisties. When it comes to electronics, the guys at BMW really know their stuff because these tires are street tires, and I felt the intervention of the traction control only by looking at it. So this means it's pretty soft and you won't get the feeling that the bike is sliding. So this is very important for you, for safety, and will allow you to ride a bit faster. The brakes are also very good. These Brembos have a lot of stopping power. They don't fade. I've used them a lot today, but I didn't get the feeling of fade. When it comes to things that I like and dislike, well, this is my long-term test bike, and I have to say that the option list is amazing for the BMW. We have lots of stuff like keyless ride, adaptive lights, cruise control, heated grips, and many others. So this is very impressive about the BMW. On the other hand, after riding it for a few months, right now, when I compare it to the other bikes, it kind of lacks the power. I would have wished for at least 15 horsepower more in order to keep up with those two over there. After my first experience with the old Kawasaki Z900, I was pretty upset because the throttle response was snatchy and also the traction control was missing. But with this one over here, everything changed. I'm more than pleased. I had a big smile on my face today. I was amazed by the performance of this bike and the changes the guys at the Kawasaki did. So right now you have the traction control and the riding modes. These ones are the most important for me, and there's also a very nice riding position. As I remember, this was not a huge plus for the old Kawasaki's, but this one over here feels very nice while riding it on twisties. Even in the open road, you feel it very comfortable and reliable, and also stick to the asphalt. So this is very important because you can ride it fast. Although you don't have a huge list of things that the Kawasaki fitted on the new Z900, the suspension works very good, and I'm more than pleased with the way it performs. Also the brakes, I didn't feel the need for more, although they are not radial mounted calipers, although this is a simple system that Kawasaki uses for a couple of years. The headlight, it's LED right now, so it offers a good light. Also the rear and everything on the bike, it's LED. The most important for me today was that the riding position was very comfortable. The engine power comes in like plush, it's very predictable and you can use it. So the riding modes change did a very magic thing for this new bike. It's lovely to ride it. You'll have a good sensation every time you want to roll the throttle, and overall it's huge fun. It has a huge fun factor. On the other hand, some things that I don't like about the new Z, it's that the option list is pretty short. So compared to the other bikes, you don't have a quick shifter to fit on, you don't have a cruise control, you don't have things that everybody uses right now. So overall, this is a change that should be made. A quick shifter, it's on my list. I would put an aftermarket one only to enhance my riding experience. The only small issue that I've noticed on this Kawasaki is that the vibration level is pretty annoying when you hit a certain RPM. I think it's 8,000 because the vibration comes through the gas tank, so that's pretty annoying to have a vibrating saddle. but you will get used to it for sure. Other than that, there's nothing to complain about this new Kawasaki Z900. The Triumph Street Triple RS comes with the most impressive package because it features a knowledge suspension, it features a huge amount of horsepower and also a sporty riding position. But somehow today and yesterday it didn't work out for me as I wanted to. I was expecting something more alive with some more mid-range, but maybe this bike will perform like insane on track. The BMW, it's a very nice bike. I don't want to complain about nothing because I didn't find nothing to complain about, but the overall thing in this test was the lack of horsepower that the BMW needs to have in order to be an aggressive naked bike. So I think this one, it's more intended towards the novice riders, the ones that are beginning to ride, and they want all the systems and all the safety in the world. And yeah, the winner, my favorite, was the Kawasaki Z900 because it was a very nice experience to ride it very fast on twisties, to feel that punchy engine, to ride it at higher speeds, to feel the stability of the bike. And the most important thing, if you take a naked like this, you have the systems, the base systems that all the bikes have. Okay, it doesn't have that huge dash. Okay, you don't have the fancy electronics with lots and lots of options, but this bike, it's all about fun. So for me, this is the winner.